We are gathered here in the presence of your witnesses for the purpose of uniting in matrimony Kaiting Joe and Matthew Grant Anson. The contract of marriage is most solemn and is not to be entered into lightly, but thoughtfully and seriously, with a deep realization of its obligations and responsibilities. Happiness in marriage is not something that just happens. A good marriage must be created. In the art of marriage, the little things are the big things. It's never being too old to hold hands. It's remembering to say, I love you often. It's never taking each other for granted. It's having a mutual sense of values and common objectives. It's standing together, facing the world. It's forming a circle of love that gathers the entire family. It's doing things for each other, not with the attitude of duty or sacrifice, but in the spirit of joy. It's speaking words of appreciation and showing gratitude in thoughtful ways. It's not looking for perfection in each other, but instead having the capacity to forgive and to forget. It's the cultivation of flexibility, patience, understanding, and a sense of humor. It's giving each other space to grow. It's a common search for good and the beautiful. And it's establishing a relationship in which independence is equal and dependence and obligation are mutual. Matthew and Kaiting, these are your vows. Do you, Matthew Grant Anson, take Kaiting Joe to be your lawfully wedded spouse?
I do.
And do you, Kaiting Joe, take Matthew Grant Anson to be your lawfully wedded spouse?
I do.
And to both of you, do you each promise to love and comfort one another in sickness and in health, in prosperity and adversity, from this day forward, as long as you both shall live?
I do. Yes.
I do.
In front of you are your rings. Let these rings forever remind you of your promises to each other today and to the circle of love that you've created. Let your compassion and kindness to one another always be like these rings, with no beginning and no end. Let these rings always be in your hands, and your love for each other always in your heart. As you place the ring on the third finger of her left hand, repeat these words after me. With this ring I thee wed.
With this ring I thee wed.
With this ring I thee wed.
With these rings I thee
Wed.
wed.
If you've got special things to say to each other, now's the time.
Do you want me to go first? Yeah. Okay.
Very impatient.
Okay. Your introduction into my life via Tinder super swipe of you is the most fortuitously incredible thing to have ever happened to me. Ever since we met, we've had this refrain of, we met on March 8th, which was coined out of you cautioning me to be more realistic about the certainty of my feelings I had for you so quickly. Suddenly, it's been 3 years since the original March 8th, and I'm filled with joy, appreciation, and love for everything we've accomplished and been through together. Love at first sight can be a cliche, but I know for certain that I had admiration at first meeting with you. After kissing you goodbye after our first date, I remember speeding down the 10 freeway with a feeling of intense clarity that I needed to do everything I could to ensure that you would continue to be willing to spend time with me. The idea that you could love me, too, felt so unfathomable and distant back then, and now suddenly we are in the process of being bound together. We've seen and experienced a lot since meeting. We've been through a pandemic together. We've spent months apart, with you 15 hours ahead of me in China. We've been through COVID bouts, broken bones, and surgeries. And we've spent 2 years living on Crenshaw Boulevard. Like I said, we've seen it all. We've been battle tested and know the true root of each other. After our first meeting, I admired you for your passion for knowledge, strong point of view, and willingness to tell it like it is. Now, years later, I now admire you for those things, but also for being a generous and loyal friend to your friends, both old and new, an amazing daughter to your family, and a loving partner who I have felt proud to introduce to my friends and family. It feels like our friends and family are merging, and I could not be happier or more proud to be doing this with you. Kaiting, I have loved you since the beginning, and I will until the end.
My dear Matthew, meeting you is the best thing that has happened to me since I moved to LA. I did not expect to appreciate the city to this extent. I did not expect to learn so much about love, and I did not expect to experience true partnership. Meeting you made it all happen. I promise I will always hold your hands and hold you in time of distress. I know I could be impatient and intense, but I will always come around to do that. I promise I will always cheer for your success, support you to pursue the goals and wishes close to your heart, and give you credit for all the efforts you make, perhaps sometimes preceded or followed by my critical comments. I look forward to dressing you in many, many more styles, running together on many, many more Sundays, and exploring many, many more places. Either it's urban depravity or natural splendor, all included. I look forward to building a home with you, watching you being and becoming who you want to be, and being watched by you to do the same. I love you and I'll always be by your side.
By virtue of the authority vested in me as the Deputy Commissioner of Civil Marriages, I now pronounce you married under the laws of the state of California. You may seal your vows with a kiss and congratulations.
我们一起走的时候，我们先父母一起走。